welcome to another video with Sivappu Devils. We are joining you guys after a long time because there is not too much happening in the world of football, and now we're all finally so glad that football is finally going to be back. So United's first game is going to be on the 19th against Spurs, that is away. And we are all super excited that football is back. A lot of changes has happened. I lost my beard. Nishit finally managed to cut his hair. A lot of changes. Today in today's episode, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about what would be our preferred playing 11 with the current squad. Whatever we have right now, the available players, we're going to talk about who we think should be a part of the main 11. Now we're going to divide this into two different categories. So the first one would be where the categories are based on I said Mourinho. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's preferred lineups or the formation rather. So the first formation we're going to talk about is the 4-3-3 or the 4-4-2 diamond. Which he likes playing quite a bit against the smaller teams where we need number 10 to break the team down. So Nishit, why don't you go ahead and let us know what would be your preferred 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 diamond?
Pretty much all formations is going to be David De Gea at goal. So I think we can
no
go
doubt.
past that.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's start.
Lee Grant a shout? Lee Grant? No. Let's go with David De Gea.
Well, actually, the game's coming in thick and fast. And if they also squeeze in the FA Cup, also have the Europa League, so there could be a chance. No. Yeah, as you said, I think injuries are going to be another key factor. But although 5 substitutions are involved, so that's a huge change actually for the rest of the season. So that's going to be interesting. 5 substitutes. So so let's start with the centre backs. Obviously, first pick is got so Harry Maguire, and obviously we looked at Harry Maguire and Lindelof playing most of the season together. We have an option with Bailly and Jones, but Bailly obviously the better pick.
I think you're forgetting somebody, Axel Tuanzebe. I think you're Axel Tuanzebe.
Tuanzebe over Jones.
Jones, yeah.
I think we'll see a lot of Tuanzebe actually. To be honest, I think he might be picked over Bailly if he's fully fit. I think we will definitely see him play in the rest of the season. But the first 2 pick would be Maguire and Lindelof. Why? Because ball playing centre backs, Ole likes that, and I think David De Gea also. A lot of stats says that he's been playing shorter, or his goal kicks have been much shorter this season than his previous. So we're going to have Lindelof. And did you know the stat that we had the joint highest, or basically we're in the top 5 in the Europe leagues for the number of clean sheets.
Really
that way you see we've got a very good record defensive.
Considering the fact that De Gea has not had a great season either. That's a really good stat. But then again, you should also consider the fact that we played the Europa League, and not the Champions League. So the quality of the teams would be slightly lower. But nevertheless, it's still a clean sheet is a clean sheet, Anyway, go
then,
ahead.
Talk about the fullbacks.
Yeah. Your fullbacks?
No, you go for it.
Okay. My centre backs are definitely going to be Lindelof and Harry Maguire, though Axel Tuanzebe and Bailly is probably the most rounded central defender that we have. Despite that, I think he's too injury prone, and with the games coming so quick one after the other, I'm sure the most consistent pick would be your Lindelof and Maguire, and considering that they've had a partnership that's going steady for the from the
Correct.
beginning of the season, and they've not done too bad. I definitely have Lindelof and Harry Maguire in the centre back positions, and this now is probably not the right time to experiment with the new centre back partnership as well. Probably the preseason is probably the best time to do that. Considering that, I mean, now moving on to the left back and the right back. Left back is going to be Luke Shaw, purely based on the form that he had just before the lockdown happened and football stopped. You know, uh,
Yeah.
I think Luke Shaw,
I mean,
Brandon's really close to like pushing Luke Shaw out of the position and becoming the number
correct.
one left back. But Luke Shaw right now is a little better. He's far more solid defensively. I feel far more reliable rather with
Correct.
the business end of the season
I mean,
coming in.
obviously the mind says Luke Shaw, but I have a feeling that Brandon Williams might just be picked over. And for me, I like Brandon Williams over Luke Shaw because I think Luke Shaw's given too many options.
Agreed. Agreed.
I'll pick Brandon. Yeah, I'll pick
You'll
Brandon.
pick
And
Brandon Williams.
actually,
Okay.
Diego Dallo was also there as an option for
Right.
left back. So
Yeah.
he played left or right, so mostly left. So I think
So does
he's also
Brandon.
another
So does
option.
Brandon. So
Yeah.
does Brandon. So both of them can fill the shoes of either Aaron Wan-Bissaka or your Luke Shaw. I mean, going on to the right back, it's
Yeah.
again, it's almost like a David De Gea
Spider,
situation where
Spider,
he picks himself without a shadow of a doubt. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back. Now, so are you going with a I mean the 4-3-3, or are you doing a 4-4-2 diamond
So
with the midfield?
obviously, it's going to be two sitting. Then you have three with one on top. So that's basically
Okay, so
Bruno
it's
up
going to 4-2-3-1,
in the
right?
whole
4-2,
10.
you're
Yeah, 4-2-3.
going to do a 4-2-3-1. Okay.
So
So
I
who
mean,
do you have?
that's what also Ole pretty much is comfortable with. That formation
Mhm.
is tried and tested,
Right,
and
right,
now he has the liberty to pick Pogba as well. So
right.
this fits really well with McTominay. I would say McTominay and Pogba sitting there, and then you have the three of Rashford out wide,
Rashford,
Bruno
Bruno.
up, then you have uh, it's a tough choice. I think James or Lingard. I think he's going to pick James first because I think he trusts his
Yeah,
pace. And with Bruno and Pogba on the ball, I think he would be more comfortable with James running instead of
right,
Lingard.
right,
And then you have
right,
Marcelo. So that's I think
right,
without
right.
need.
So you're going with the 4-2-3-1. What I would do is I would considering the kind of players that we have who are quite good. So I'd probably prefer I'd prefer going with a 4-4-2 diamond, wherein you have Scott playing the deep holding midfielder's role. Uh, Scott McTominay is so ripped after the whole quarantine.
Finishes
He
the
is
lot.
like a beast. He looks like a beast, right? So I wouldn't have any doubts
That photo is
playing
going
him
up.
in the
That
holding.
photo, his
Yeah,
abs is going up for sure.
yeah. Oh man. He looks ripped. He looks shredded. Yeah. So I'd have Scott in the holding midfield role, and then I'll have Fred on the right, Pogba on the left of the two, and then I'll have Bruno playing up front in the number 10 role. So
You have
that's a
Marcelo.
4 diamond, and then I'll have Rashford and Marshall playing up front. See,
I mean, that,
right now, with everybody just coming back and people being slow and a lot of injuries, people want to be careful. I think Dan James is going to be a key player for us coming off the bench when everybody is tired, exhausted, their fitness levels are not so high. Dan James off the bench is going to come with that pace and just bomb through. Dan James has to work with his decision making and his final ball. I think he takes too many shots by himself.
I think
Rather,
he was
I
getting it
prefer
right
him to.
towards the end. I think just before
Right,
the season started.
right.
But
I mean,
yeah,
it's
there's
just a work
lot
in progress.
to
It's a
learn.
work in progress. It's a work in progress.
But
I'm
do you
sure.
think,
I'm
I mean,
sure
just
he's very.
coming out of that, just putting it out there, do you think he's going to start both Pogba and Bruno uh, pretty much
I
all
definitely
games.
think he would. I think he definitely would. He should, ideally. At least
Okay.
the more important game. Probably Pogba, Bruno will probably play every single game, if possible. But Pogba, I think he'll have him for a few games and then he'll let him go and then he'll bring him back and stuff like that. So I think Pogba's would play the more important games and he'd probably rest Pogba a little bit more because he's just coming off an injury and you want to ease him into the team.
Right.
That'll probably be the case with Rashford. I mean Rashford as well. Rashford will play the more important games like your when it comes to the FA Cups. Rashford's going to play for sure. Pogba is going to play for sure against your big your top six. Like your Tottenhams, your Sheffield United. You'll definitely see. Rashford and Pogba playing for sure.
I mean,
Rather
since you
starting.
mentioned about Tottenham, see that's the first game coming up, and
Yeah,
usually Ole plays a 3-5-2 against all the bigger teams. So let's start with the 3-5-2 then. Let's see what our lineup would be predicted for Spurs. How do you think it's going to go
sure.
about?
Okay, with my 3-5-2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a curveball in there. So David De Gea in goal. I'm sure there's no questions about that. Let me pull up my sheet. Okay, so I'm going to have Bai. I'm going to pick Bai because Bai is colossal. He's mental, right? And he is a center back. He's a center back. When you are playing a three-man center
Play,
back, you want a
play
three-man center back.
brilliantly.
And don't forget, despite Bai being so good defensively, he carries the ball pretty well as well, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is pretty good on the ball. So now with your Lindelof, your Bai, your Maguire, and your Lindelof, you have three people who can bring out the ball and play, right? So that's going to be my three at the back. And if you look at my five in midfield, I'm gonna have. It depends on the game, right? Most of the time we play a 3-5-2 against a team that's like pretty good, right? They have good quality.
Yeah.
So I'd ideally have Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right wing. Wan-Bissaka is still again he's developing his attacking game. He's just before the lockdown happened, he started playing pretty well. He started
He's
crossing
got
the ball
two
quite well,
assists
and
as well to Martial and
he's
Rashford.
got right. He's got two assists, which is quite good considering he hardly attacked in his previous team. He was more worried about defending. So Wan-Bissaka will be on the right, and then I'll have Fred and Pogba in the center, and I'll have Brandon on the left hand side. I'm going to pick Brandon over Luke Shaw on this one because I think Brandon's far more
Thanks,
effective attacking. Right, runs more.
uh,
He's far more at attacking minded. See, if need be, you can always switch to a four at the back with Wan-Bissaka slotting in and by moving to the left wing to cover Brandon if need be. So that is always an option that's there. So I'd ideally have Brandon on the left hand side running the flank. He's got far more energy. He can run better, and he is far more. He has better quality offensively than Luke Shaw, is my opinion.
yeah.
I think a lot of people will agree with me when it comes to that.
Actually, I
And
mean, for me, I would pick Luke Shaw over Brandon in a 3-5-2. I still
we're
feel,
going.
yeah, I still feel,
We're doing
I
the
mean, Shaw
complete
is,
opposite. Okay.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
because there are going to be a lot of overlap runs and a lot of counter attack. And I think Shaw's faster. So I would probably,
No, I
uh,
think Brandon's faster. I'm sure Brandon's faster. We could probably pull up.
Shaw,
We will definitely pull up this stat and we'll definitely add it to our Instagram tomorrow.
yeah.
That is the day when this video releases, and we'll do a comparison between Shaw and Brandon speed, and we'll see who's faster. Probably we'll settle it there. But I think yeah, I think Brandon's faster for sure. For sure, he looks faster.
Shaw didn't put on weight. So then, like, yeah. Then,
Yeah, I don't think he did. He doesn't look like he's put on weight though. Shaw,
not
from what
pictures out of,
from the pictures that I see, from
yeah.
the little pictures that we see, he doesn't look like the old Shaw that we know we knew
Who's going to
under
be sitting for
Mourinho.
you in 3-5-2? Who's going to be
Uh,
sitting?
no, I'm not going to have anybody sitting per se. I'm going to have Fred and Pogba. I think Fred will sit a little behind. Uh, but I think we are defensively covered when we have a three at the back. Defensively, I think we are far more solid. So I think they will have the midfielders will have a little more, um, you know, freedom to run ahead. So I think, but Fred will definitely fall back in. Pogba will definitely fall back in, try to get the ball and push it up front.
Yeah, I think I would
Um,
go for Fred as well because I think he's better on the ball than Scott, and knowing or basically on counter attacks we need those quick passes out, and I think Fred sees people better. So and he also has that the diagonals, or he
diagonal
looks at
ball.
Rashford or Martial run and get those balls out as well. So I think yeah,
Right,
Fred definitely picks in this. I think he's definitely going to start against Spurs as well. And
right,
he was on top form
right.
just before season
Yeah.
abruptly stopped it. Then after that, the other two would be obviously
So
Pogba
right.
and Bruno. So that's I think yeah.
I think
I don't think
yeah.
we can.
So I think the only difference that we have is Luke Shaw instead of Brandon Williams on the left wing.
But I think now, like, you think Pogba is going to start against Spurs for sure? Like, I mean, that probably we'll be doing another just before or when we come to know about
Yeah.
it.
Pre-match, a pre-match. Yeah. Just before the day before, we'll definitely come out with a video of a
You think
pre-match
Pogba
analysis
is
of.
not fit enough to be even considered?
I mean, I actually saw that interview that Odion Igalo did this week with Manchester United on YouTube, where he spoke about Pogba and Rashford being back and fully fit and training, and Oli also saying that they're doing the same amount of training that
That's it.
the rest of the squad is doing. So ideally you wouldn't be doing that until you are really fit, and I don't think Oli himself would really know whether these guys are fit or not until they play a behind the doors 11 on 11 game for like 90 minutes, proper game, and assess their fitness levels. I'm sure Rashford will start.
Uh,
The
and it's
Pogba
from now.
probably, but Rashford, I'm
It's not
sure
a time
Rashford
to.
is. Yeah, I mean, there's still what, a couple of weeks, less than a couple of
Two
weeks.
weeks exactly.
Yeah. So for them to
I think
start.
it will be more clear in the next week. Like
Yeah,
who's
I think, and when we get closer to the games as well, the pre-match press conference is a big giveaway to know if what's on the mind of Oli. Usually, Oli is very very mum about his uh, thing, or he plays the press conference game really really well, where he lets the press know certain things, but he's very very shielded about certain things. So I
then
think I think when we get closer, we will definitely know. But ideally, with the kind of time that they've had to nurse their injuries slowly, get back to training in a slow paced manner where they're able to do little by little by themselves, and then ease themselves into the training where they did in small groups, and now they're doing it a little together with pretty much half the squad. I ideally see them coming back to full fitness. There's still 2 weeks. 2 weeks is still a
yeah.
huge amount of time
Also the
for
new
them to
rule
get
is
back fit.
interesting, right, with the five subs. So you could actually see. I mean, again, we can think about a lot of things. Like you could be
You can
seeing
always start Pogba and
a Pogba in one half, and you see a Bruno in the other half. That's also
you
another big possibility happening.
definitely,
But see even Rashford, Martial starting up, or you could see Martial up top, and then you see Rashford bursting out in the second half.
yeah,
Five
yeah.
subs is a huge change. Like I think that's a
It's
massive
huge.
leap
It's
on.
huge. It's huge. It's huge. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mourinho does his usual tactics with the subs, where once the games are when the game is closed, and he's going to
Use
waste his
all these
time
five
by
subs like one.
bringing all five subs one after the other after the 90 minutes is up.
That's going to happen.
Just
I
to
mean,
waste time.
time wasting is going to
It's definitely going to
be
happen.
pretty difficult to control. I
Evident.
think
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
should have they
Yeah.
should have thought about it, saying like probably in the last 10 minutes you can't use five subs or some cap there. But
But
like
but
you can't.
unless, yeah, they could have said something like that, unless you have a proper injury, or somebody is really injured, and but then
That's
again players
difficult to
do
do.
fake
Yes,
their
yes.
injury. Yeah, players still fake their injuries, and you it's a hard
And
it's very hard.
you see it in the Bundesliga, the five sub rule. I think 45 minutes. A lot of people change that.
Change.
Yeah, and
Right.
that was actually a strategy. I think Sancho was one of the strategies where he always came out in the
That's a
second
good
half
one.
to affect
Right.
the game a
Right.
little more. That's another good strategy. So I think we're going to see
Yeah.
something for sure in that aspects in
Right.
probably all the squads, not only United. We're going to see interesting
Right.
things in the other squads, especially City. I think City
Right.
is going to use that really, really well.
City is, yeah, yeah. Barring their
They've got
centre
super
backs,
depth.
where they are so thin in terms of quality with their centre back. Probably the centre back
Not
partnership
center
has to
backs, like I'm
be.
talking about their attack.
Oh
Because
yeah,
their attack is
so the attack,
small.
they can literally come up with a new midfield and an attack,
Exactly.
and not lose out on any quality, which is quite absurd. Thinking about, for the same matter, even probably Liverpool to a large extent, at least their front three, they can chop and change their front three without losing out on a lot of quality. Uh,
It's good. It's good that Premier League is starting, so there's going to be a lot of buzz
yeah, it's
uh,
gonna be,
next
yeah.
half until the game
It's
starts.
gonna be.
It's going to be
we
fun.
we have we have things to do. We have things to do. Finally, other than just work, it's quite exciting. We felt empty without. At least I did. I felt empty without football.
Football is
Uh,
it creates a void if it's not there.
yeah,
So,
how I see football is, it's it's okay, whether you're consuming content on the internet, be it your YouTube, be it Instagram, be it Twitter, or watching the games themselves, or just going online and reading articles. It is a break for you from your normal life. It's a break from your normal life. You get to do you get to divert your thought into something else, which is great. Everybody needs some time off from their usual mundane thoughts and their work and their regular things. So football is a good escape. Escape is probably the right word. It's a good escape from the reality, and just like go away and just do whatever and just
it's
come back.
definitely better than playing Ludo.
Oh, for sure, better than playing Ludo. PUBG, I've started getting into PUBG of late, and I've been playing quite a bit
Yeah.
of it. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. I was never a gamer, but PUBG, I have a bunch of friends
Taking
who I play
over.
with. It's
But I
quite
think
nice. Yeah, yeah.
a lot of people turn into gaming this lockdown. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Quite a few apps were discovered or rediscovered, for that matter. A lot of video calls happened. Good fun. This lockdown was a nice break where we got to catch up with a lot of people and reconnect with a lot of people that we had lost
We're
touch
going
with.
to again come back probably next week, and we're going to get closer. We talk about more team news
More
coming up.
team, definitely.
We got to do a lot of videos now because like there's football, there's a
Yeah,
lot of things.
yeah. There's a
So stay
lot of
tuned, guys.
now.
Thanks for watching today.
Nishit, we forgot to talk about what is so Timo Werner. He's gone to Chelsea now.
Yeah, I mean, the lesser
Sweep
we
him,
talk, that
sweep
is
him
better.
right under, sweep him right under Liverpool's feet. I'm so happy they did that. And now Tammy Abraham is
Yeah,
going
but
to have
I
a
mean,
tough run for his
uh,
money.
yeah, I'm just pissed with the fact that Chelsea always get the deals, the right deals, and always under the radar.
You
And
know what?
like
You know what? 2 years back, I think we pulled a Chelsea over them when we signed Romelu Lukaku.
Lukaku over
Three
Morata,
years
yeah.
back, 3 years, 3 years back. It looked like Lukaku was going Chelsea's way, and Morata
But I
was
mean,
coming.
it's
And then
also like it was between Morata and Lukaku, and obviously whoever gets one was always going to get the other.
the other one was going to get the other. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But this one was like I think Werner. I mean, United should have been in there for like.
I don't think so. I really don't think so, because it would have hampered the growth and the development of the
Also, we're
young
looking at
players who
Sancho
are there.
still, but the only problem is that they see a player and just happens and they sign. And we're looking at like we know Sancho is like a short player, and we've not heard of anything concrete at all. So that's something which. And if he goes to another team or if he goes to Liverpool, that's just going to be
That
it. That's
that,
going to
that
be
I'm sure that's the end of Ed Woodward. I'm sure
it.
that's the end of Ed Woodward, because
I think in the
United fans
longer
will
see plates like
absolutely lose their shit. United fans will absolutely lose their shit if Sancho goes anywhere else other than United, after the
that's the
kind
problem.
of
That's what
talks that
I
have
don't understand
happened.
about United and the transfer strategy or the transfer.
Oh man, it gets me wound up properly. Uh,
Yes.
how slow are we? How slow are we with our transfers? How slow are we? We should have got Jadon Sancho done and dusted a year back. Okay, forget a year back. Okay, we signed Harry Maguire and we had to pay him up front. We had to pay the cash up front in total to Leicester. We would have had
Mourinho wanted,
cash.
also the season before that, Mourinho wanted a centre back, and we didn't get him that. I mean, he was looking at, I think, Jan with Robin.
Right. I mean, Mourinho. I mean, by then I think they had lost faith. But then again, him signing a new contract and them throwing not backing him in the transfer window was only 6 months apart, which is quite absurd. Why would you give anybody a 3-year contract if you know you're going to sack
That's
them
why I don't know
six
what
months
they're
later?
playing with.
Absurd.
It's probably going to be the same way with Sancho. I feel like it's going to be like a very absurd transfer
Dragged out.
fee. It's going to be like a very absurd wages structure with him. So it's not going to be favoring United that way. It's just the happy point is, or probably the positive point will be that we might like Sancho. Sancho, that's all,
Right.
the quality.
Right.
So
Right.
uh,
And
let's
do
see.
you know when Sanchez is back at United?
After the season, right? I mean, I think they must have extended the loan for sure. Oh,
From
there's nothing
I don't think
actually.
I don't
Yeah,
think I've
but
heard
actually, there's
anything
nothing
about the
written
loan.
about it. So that's interesting to
Yeah.
know. I think
We should
even
probably dig deep into that. I don't think there's any talks about Sanchez, which is quite interesting. It's a huge wage bill on our shoulders.
yeah, even
Hopefully
Smalling
we
comes back as well.
but Smalling, at least we've heard a lot of talk in the press about AS Roma wanting to sign him really bad. If even if they don't have the funds, at least we'll be able to loan him out and then have a clause saying that they will definitely sign him at the end of the next season. And apparently Smalling has said that he likes it
Once,
there and he wants to stay there. So I
I think
think
even
in that case
Sanchez
it's going to be
probably not
easy.
going back to United for sure. But let's see how
He's
that pans out.
hopefully we're able to push him somewhere to the MLS or the Chinese league.
I mean, for sure he's going to go back there or he's going to go back to Spain. That's one of the
Yeah,
things.
hopefully. Yeah. All right,
Okay.
guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nishit. It's been fun.
Yeah, guys
See
around
you guys in the
football
next one.
guys. So wake up, we would
Yes,
say. That's
yes.
all.
Time to wake up. See you guys in the next one.
Always at the wheel.